So good evening everyone. Today we will see uh, like coding calculator. So it's a basic calculator. We can let's see the instructions. So yeah. So here are the instructions. So we have to write a program to mimic the calculator. You can use an ASCII art. So we have to define various functions such as add, subtract, multiply, and divide. And think how to get the output from the functions. So it's like we have to refer to the return keyword in the functions where we already had seen that. So if we haven't given any return keyword, the function will return none by default. But generally we use to return the values for that function. So here what we are doing, the next step is like store the function in the dictionary and with the corresponding symbols as keys. So we have to store that, and once we define the functions, we have to store them in a dictionary, the corresponding symbols. So it's like if it is plus, then the corresponding value should be add. Similarly, like multiply, star, subtract, minus, divide, slash. So similar to that, we have to store it. Now we have to ask the users for the input, like enter first number, and then what are the operations to perform, enter the second number. So it's like define, and then they are asking display the result and ask the user whether to use that. So once they have done the like all the calculations whatever we defined, so we have to ask the user whether you want to continue with the end result. So whatever generally in calculator won't ask, right? So if you again click on the plus, it will add the answer with the new number we are entering. So similar type of operation we need to perform. So here, for example, we can use hint I will give. So, and again, so when the user says like new calculation uh, they want to do, then the output console should be so whatever we click on ACC, right, in calculator, so everything should be cleared and it will again start from the first, like it should ask from the input. So for example, so here the input, what's the first number we should ask, it's like 5, and then these are the operations we should display. So here, and then after displaying we have to ask the operation, and then what's the next number. So here they have given output 5.0. If you carefully observe, we are actually giving floating points. We are not using it. So, so for more, so for example, already have coded. So if we click on n, it should clear everything and it should start. What's the first number? So when I click n, so it's again going back to this. It has cleared everything. So for that we have to use the OS module. So you can check that. So let's see to rewrite again. So this is the like ASCII art for calculator where we define logo and then we use it in our program. So let us write from scratch. So for first, what we will do, we will import OS So generally we can ask Google so how what exactly it is. So I have used this I meant to say like this function. So we have imported OS and we are defining clear to clear the uh, console. So import OS and then and clear no, OS dot system CLS. So just I'm saving. So it's like when we call that function, generally what we will do, just I'm doing this. So if we type CLS, so it's like the OS level operation. So generally in Windows it is CLS. Normally in Linux it will be clear. Uh, the OS level operations, whatever we are doing. So that's what we are doing. So we are saying os.system to run this CLS command so that it will clear all the like whatever in the console it will clear. So and then just because we have to import it, I have started from import. So and then we go back ascii art. So yeah, the ascii art. So I want to import the ascii art from import logo. So we have only one definition. So it's like just I have for our purpose. I'm just check for our checking purpose. I am printing logo. Python. Okay, CL. Okay, spelling is wrong. CLP. Okay, so it is printing logo. So and then we are not calling any this function. So now we will define add. So generally for addition we should have two numbers and one and two, or we can give number one, number two also. Instead of typing much, just I using for now. Just I am using n1 and 2. So here generally for addition normally. So if you take like some number, some you can define number sum equal to n1 plus n2. So these are the parameters we are defining. So when we are giving arguments like 2 plus 3, so it will be stored in this and then we should return it. Return is the main. where we return the value of this numbers. So this is one way of doing. The other way is like, so instead of using another variable, if you want to return only directly, we can return the return statement. We will give the n1 plus n2. So it's like both will work. So return. So I will give n underscore 1. Now what I will do? Add. I'm calling add function like 2 comma 3. So similarly I'm calling add underscore 1 2 comma 3. So it is better to test every step what we are doing, so that, so it's like, okay, indentation matching. Okay, so we have to print it out. We have to assign. So to check on the console, we have to assign it, right? So both are working fine. So it's like the same thing. Instead of using another variable, we are returning directly the n1 plus n2. So I just this out. So I am directly using. Def add. Similarly, we will use subtract. So again the same thing. So just I am changing the, like here what are the concepts we are using, the function concept we are using, and then here the arithmetic operations we are using. Similarly, I am returning n1 star n2. So I have only another function, like as of now we will give divide n1 comma n2, and n1 divided by. So all these are already, we have used all the arithmetic operators. So the same operators we are actually defining in functions. Now what we will do? Now we have to store it in a dictionary, right? So they have said. So corresponding symbols as keys. So like this symbol, the corresponding symbol means plus, minus, star, and slash. So it's like here we have to. So now we are using dictionary concept. So just I'm using operations as my variable, and then I'm defining a dictionary. So yeah, this is the syntax where we have to open with flower brackets. Now what I will define. So yeah, if plus colon. So so here for plus operation we are defining add function as the value. Similarly for subtract, multiply, multiply, divide, divide. So now it is done. What we will be doing, just I will go back. So now we have to ask for the user's input. So now instead of that, so I will be writing another function. So where we will call all these functions inside that one. So here now the main calculator function we are defining. So here we will call this number equal to I am directly converting to float. So input of, so I'm going back here, sample input. So just I'm doing space. So we are asking the user for the input. When we call this calculate function, it will actually ask this user input. Now the next is like we have to display all the this I meant to say all these operators. So if you check the yesterday's class, so how we will be displaying. So our operator in operations print operator. So here what we are displaying the operator. So we are displaying all the keys. So we are not displaying the values. So now again, first I'm defining another variable user operation. So let's see how this is working. Okay, so we haven't called any function, right? So we will be calling the function at last. First number 5. So pick an operation. So as of now here everything is working fine. Now, so we have to access the function, and then we have to pass the input, right? Like so I go back again. So we have to ask the user what is the next number. Second number equal to float input. And now we will alright. So generally, so we have to ask all the three things, right? So we have asked the user for all the three things. Now how to access the function is like number. So just I am defining another variable number function equal to, so operations of user operation. So here what's happening, from this operations dictionary, depending on the user input, like plus minus or, so it's like key. So we are getting the dictionary key from the user input. So if they have given plus, we are actually calling the value add. So this function we are calling. If user has given plus, so we are calling the value this function. So result equal to, so number function of first number comma second number, print a result. So just what we are doing again, so we have taken three inputs from the user and then we are actually accessing the this one. So all the functions what we have defined in the dictionary, from the dictionary using the keys like plus minus, then we are getting this function. So that function is getting assigned to this function. like this variable we can say, and then we are passing that number function with the user inputs 1 2, and we are just printing the results. So let's see how this works before going into further. Invalid syntax, what it is saying, operations of user operation, right? So this is user operation.
Closing brace at line 30.
Yes, yes. First number 5 operation, so next number 4. So result is 9. So it is working perfectly fine our calculator. Now just I can check again. 5, my operation minus 4 is 1, so it is doing subtraction operation. Again, first number 6 star 3 18. Now again 8 divided by next number 4, so 2. Yeah, so all the operations are working fine, but now the main thing, so it's not like this one, right? So the output should be displayed in this form, and then we have to ask the user to continue with the result and start new calculation or not. So they have given the hint as well. So before that, so what I will be doing, so print, so I have all the numbers, so it's like I will use f string, so print first number what I'm doing, first time equal first number and then user operation, then second number equal to result plus. So here what I am doing, just I am doing displaying whatever here. So just I want to using f string, so it will be replaced with this variable values. So it's like 3 plus 2. So 3 plus 2 equal to 5. So maybe we can just give some space. So but okay, now we have to ask whether we need to continue with the. So this will be the f string. Here it will be result, and then the input function, and this should be stored with user choice. So but so if we click on this, so it won't uh, do anything, right? So it will just call it the function, and it will just execute here, and then it will exit. So but it should be goes on in a loop, so until unless we cancel the program. So it's like, so what I will do is, so here because every time we should ask user for the first number, or even for a first new calculation we should ask the user for a first number, right? So and then we have to display the operators. So this 2 will be common, but if y is there, then this we should assign this to the first number. So it's like a choice. So it's like, let me, now we have to write the condition. If user's choice equal to y, then here the first number will become the result, right? So it will, the first number will start from that loop. Like as of now we are not writing any loop, so it's like let me write some function, like just I will define a flag should continue equal to true. So while should continue, so now we have to, in the loop we have to check whether the user choice is like, so here what we did, if user choice is y, then we are actually giving the result, the first number, to uh, this one, like I want to say, so we are assigning directly. Yeah, we are assigning directly the first number result to the like uh, like 8, for example we got 5 plus 8, we are assigning the number 8 to the first number, so the operation will start from there. And I think we should this also inside the for loop, right? So because the operations may change, the user cannot use the what to say. So it's like 5 after 8 the user can do subtraction plus minus anything a user can do, right? So I think in the same loop it should actually ask the user. So eh, that's my logic. Now if user choice equal to n, so the loop should break. So it's like we should update. Should continue to false, and then user choice, then we should clear, we have to clear. So the clear is the function we have defined, and then here again we will call the calculator function. So because at the first loop it should like the loop should break, but again the loop should start from the first starting onwards. So that's why we are actually breaking the loop here and then clearing the screen, and then we are calling the calculator again. So now I want to print logo also. Hope it should work. Let me check. Okay, okay, maybe I haven't closed something. First number 2 plus 3. So if I do n, yeah, it is working fine. And now, so it is again, it came out of that loop and it is again starting the function. So again, if I 3, 18, now if I click Y, so again it's asking for an operation. So uh, I want to subtract next number 9. Now again I want to add 3. So I want to add, so 3 equal, now again I want to divide 12 divided by 2, 6. Yeah, now our calculator is working perfectly fine. So yeah, until unless we close the window, this will continue like it's like awning of calculator, or like offing of calculator is like we have to close the console directly, or we can do the control C. It will in. So, any questions here? So why we have written the for loop? Because we have to ask every time the user whether they want to do which operation. So, so here I have defined easily to understand easily should continue equal to true. So the while loop will execute until it is true. But before cases we have defined some flags equal to false, and then we have kept not. So it's like to understand for easy code understanding we are doing that flag concepts. So here should continue equal to true. That's why, so the program should continue. That's why we have kept it as true. And then if user choice is n, then it will goes to false, and then it executes. The while loop will break. So the value will break and we clear the screen, and then we call the new calculator function again. So any questions here? No questions. You can try to write on your own. You can add multiple